Hi everyone, welcome to Sattui's Wine of the Month Club cooking demo. Today, we're making a personal favorite of mine, Chicken Piccata. This is gonna go great with our Collina d'Oro Chardonnay. However, any of the whites from our collection are gonna go smashingly with this dish, or try it with the rosé. It's a very wine-friendly dish. This dish is high in acid. It's nice and bright. I'm excited to share it with you. Let's get to cooking. We're gonna start with slicing the shallot. We've gone ahead and peeled the shallot. We've nipped off the root end and we've nipped off the front. What we're left with is a beautiful clean piece of shallot. We're gonna just go ahead and slice it. We just want nice thin slices, what we're looking for. Thin to win. And we're doing 3 medium shallots for this. We're gonna do some minced garlic. We're just gonna nip off the little heel edge right here. Discard that. And then we're gonna take our clove and take our blade flat across the back. And with the back of the palm away from the blade, we're just gonna hit it down against the table. What that does is it's gonna crush our garlic and it's gonna make it a lot easier to cut. And that's what we're looking for right there. Just a nice mince on the garlic. All right, now we have the other star of the show, besides the lemon. We're gonna have Italian flat leaf parsley. We take about a cup and we're just gonna rough chop it. We take it in our hand and we're gonna kind of ball it up. It's gonna give us a little more resistance for when we slice. And that will just make our work that much easier. This would be considered a rough chiffonade. We have our chicken breast. This is a particularly large one. We went ahead and we just cleaned it up just a little bit, just took any gristle off the corner here, and then just took off the tender right at the base. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna butterfly this. So we're gonna start from the thick end. We're gonna take our knife and we're gonna take our hand flat as we can, and the knife very carefully angled, and we're just gonna kind of move in a sawing motion away from the hand, always away from the hand, and just be very conscious of going through the middle of the bird and keeping even pressure with your knife and with your hand. Always keeping your hand clear of your blade. Take your time. If you gotta saw it a little bit, that's fine. But it should glide right through, leaving us with 2 butterfly pieces. We're gonna go ahead and portion this into a smaller breast, go about halfway. That way we get a nice, more the size of a chicken breast we're looking for. You can pound these out if you'd like. Personally, I like a little bit thicker of a cut. All right, so we're ready to go ahead and we're gonna dredge our chicken. We have some seasoned flour that we made earlier. It's just 1 cup of all-purpose flour, a tablespoon of fine ground black pepper, a tablespoon and a half of kosher sea salt. With that, we'll just take our chicken and we're just gonna generously coat it. So we have a nice, properly dredged piece of chicken. We're gonna knock off any excess flour. And that's what we're left with, a beautiful cutlet of chicken, ready to be browned. Transfer it to a tray, and you can season your tray with a little bit of flour, so as it moistens up against that flour, it has something more to absorb. All right, so we have our breaded cutlets. We've got our saucepan that we're gonna sear into. We're gonna add just a little bit of canola, just enough to kind of coat the bottom. And we can be pretty generous. We wanna make sure we have a nice thin veneer of oil on the base. Dust it off. Presentation side down first. And the real key is to go in batches and not overcrowd your pan. You wanna make sure there's room for it to sear. Do like 1 more. This one's fun, guys. Perfect. Yeah, that's what you want to see. We have a paper towel lined tray for transferring off. As soon as we're happy with our browning on both sides, go ahead and transfer. All right, beautiful. All right, so now we have our brown chicken breast. We're gonna go ahead and deglaze our pan. We have all this flavor built up. It's the protein in the flour. Starting with our white wine. We want to scrape the bottom and get all that flavor into our sauce. We'll add our garlic. And we're just gonna sweat that together for a second. All right, next we're gonna add our sliced shallots. Gorgeous. From here, we're gonna take some chicken stock that we have, about 1.5 cups, and we're just gonna kind of give it a little love here. I just wanna soften these shallots just a little bit more. All right, we'll add the rest of our stock. All right, let's come into a simmer. To this, we're gonna add about 1/2 cup of lemon juice. We're gonna allow this to lightly reduce just for a few minutes, just to let those flavors come together. Then we're gonna put our chicken back into it. All right, so all of our flavors are melded together. We've got our lemon, chicken stock, garlic, and shallot, all nicely sweated and softened. We're gonna add in our capers. We're gonna do about 1/4 cup. You can do more if you like. We rinse these beforehand, and that's just to get off any excess salt, brine, make sure we have a good flavor without it being too overpowering to the palate. From here, we're gonna add in 1/2 cup of butter, and this is called mounting. We're gonna mount our sauce with butter right now. And we'll add in the other 1/2 cup of butter. Once again, whisk it in, let it fully dissolve. Perfect. And to that, we're gonna add about 1/2 of our parsley. We'll save the other 1/2 for garnishing. And we're ready to go back in with our chicken. Let's go ahead and nestle it into our sauce. So our chicken was par cooked. We just seared it really for color and to get the flavor at the bottom of the pan. We wanted to get that fond developed as it poaches in its own sauce and the juices. Okay, our chicken's done. It's been poached through. At this point, you could leave it in the sauce and serve it as is, or you could pull it for plating like we're gonna do. This is just a matter of feasibility. Just makes it easier for us. And then we have our sauce. And we're just gonna reduce this for about 1 more minute. So what we're looking for is just a nice thickened sauce. We have our beautiful wine sauce right here. It's still liquidy, but in a very good way. We still have some nice thickness to it. It's got a nice gloss to it. All right, we're ready to go to plate. So we have some thinly sliced lemons for garnish. And we also have the reserved parsley that we had left over. I'm gonna go ahead and sauce our plate just a little bit, just to get a baseline down. Smells amazing. And we'll just layer our chicken on top. Beautiful. We'll take some of our sauce, go right over top. Top off with some fresh parsley. And we'll take some lemons and just garnish as you like. There we have it, chicken piccata with a lovely white wine sauce. Let's give it a taste. So the beauty of this dish is the acid of the dish is going to match your acid of your wine. You get a nice bright lemon and it bridges beautifully with the acidity of the wine. And it just really doubles down to the whole effect, as well as the delicious brown flavoring of the chicken. So chicken piccata is a classic for me. And the reason why it's one of my favorites is it was one of the dishes that I first learned as a young child that actually got me into cooking. To me, this is a pure taste of home and about as nostalgic as it gets. Great dish for impressing someone. It's a great dish for a family night meal. Until next time, thanks for joining us. Cheers.